was just a really good time. It really oriented my life into being like, I am actually gonna like go after what God has for me
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. And it kind of like, it made me more secure in this is my one thing. And then every other decision I made after that point was based on like, okay, is this something that the Lord actually wants me to do?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that you really mentioned like the process that you went through of like, okay, well, after high school, I took a year off and I went and I did that because, you know, I worked in YWAM and I did YWAM recruiting. And that was something I
Mm-hmm.
told people that I feel like, you know, society says you get done with high school, you jump right into
Right.
college. And there are a lot of people that go into college and they don't, you know, they major in something that later they're like, this is actually not what I wanted to do. And so even having a moment to pause like that, if it's a year, really, and reorient yourself with the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
um, as you're like officially out of school, you know, and you're
Right.
going and doing something on your own terms, is really important, I think. Obviously, some people know from the Lord that they're supposed to go right into college and do something. You know, I don't want to negate that, but
Right.
yeah, I can only imagine that was like a really, really formative time for you.
Yeah, it really was. And I think had I not taken that time, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. And I
Mm,
definitely would not be the person I am today. So I wouldn't like, even though some things about the ministry school experience like are hard. I mean, I won't lie about like when you do something like that, it is hard and you do
sure.
get stretched like a lot. You're forced to do things that you're uncomfortable with. You like I remember one specific time in a revival group where I was like actually like my pastor put me like up in front of everybody. She's like, "You're gonna lead declarations today," and I'm like, uh no,
I
but
don't do
okay.
that. Yeah.
I don't do that. No. But I did it anyways, and it's just you just learn so much about yourself going through those and like really learning to like trust the Lord to give you things that you need to say. So
Mhm.
so yeah, it was just yeah, I recommend it. And it just sets you on a different path.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess let's jump into that just a little bit farther before we go. Like, why, if you could distill down, like, okay, this is what was produced in me as a result of going and doing this thing for a year, because you said that it's, you know, it really oriented you and it put you in a trajectory that you maybe wouldn't have been on
Hmm.
had you not done it. So what are some things that people can extract from that? I think that they can apply to if God has you in a season of really like really tight knit intimacy with him, there are certain things that get produced in you. So I'm just
Okay.
curious.
Yeah, I would say definitely one thing for me was being more sure of myself and in my own
Mm,
identity, who I was. I had a pastor actually talk to me after, and for me, sometimes I can't really put language to what I'm experiencing, like for myself. So having other people kind of affirm things in me is helpful for me to be like, oh yeah, that is what I'm feeling. So I had a pastor approach me after, and he's like, you left as this little girl and you came back as a woman,
mm,
meaning in the sense that like I had more so gain the confidence in who I was as as a daughter of God
yeah.
and at like who I am as a person
Mhm.
and coming back as just like this is me, this is who I am. And I think that helped me kind of figure out going forward where I wanted to go based on the identity that God had given me, like as a creative, as a writer, as
Mhm.
as just his
Yeah.
girl. Yeah.
Come on.